That class sure was neato, wasn't it?
It sure was, Jordan. Hi, I'm Riley Vanderbilt.
And I'm Jordan Noble.
We're going to tell you the 5 do's
and don'ts
of college spending. Number 1 for do's. Keep your checkbook updated. Keep track of what you've made and what you owe. That way you won't get into debt because you'll know how much money you have in the bank.
Don'ts. Don't splurge. Keep track of what you owe. Do you really think that you need that new pair of colorful Nikes? Is this a really necessity to your everyday life? You don't need that. You don't need that cute new dress.
Do. Pay your bills on time. That way debt won't accumulate and you'll have better credit.
Don't wait too long to pay off those pesky student loans. If you let those pile up year after year, you're going to end up paying more in the long run due to the interest.
Invest all the money you make in the bank. That way you won't lose money. Like that $20 bill that you're holding on to, who knows where you put it? And you'll make more money in the long run.
Though you may think more may be better with money, more is never better with credit cards. Try to have the least amount as you can, that way you won't get more interest per card.
Get a steady job and keep it. That way you'll have a steady flow of income and you'll always be making money. That way you can splurge every once in a while.
As much as you love Sapporo, you do not need to eat out every night. If you can make a home-cooked meal or eat on campus, do so. No need to waste the money.
Buy what you need, not what you want. That way you'll keep your balance up and you'll have some money in the bank.
Now finally, and most importantly, don't stress out. More stress, more debt. Enjoy college, but don't overspend.
Hi, my name is Hillary Burrich. I'm 24 years old and I graduated from the University of Louisville 2 years ago. And now I'm in Chicago, Illinois doing real estate at App Properties.
Thank you, Hillary. How many credit cards did you own in college?
Oh, Riley. I only own 1 credit card, which is basically for food and gas, and made sure to pay very close attention to it at all times.
Wow, that sure is great, Hillary. How did you keep track of your finances in college so you could stay out of debt?
Well, Riley, I had a job at the University of Louisville Tennis Center about 3 days a week, and I also made sure to keep track of how much money I had in my accounts at all times.
Thanks, Hill. Now, did you keep a checkbook in college?
Yes, and I made sure that it was balanced at all times, and made sure to keep track of my withdrawals, my deposits, to make sure I had money to spend. Right, Case?
So, Case, how do you plan on staying financially sound when you attend university?
I'm going to have 1 credit card. I'm going to keep my job at McDonald's. I'm only going to withdraw money when I need it.
Wow. Even at a young age, he's learning.
Diederik Vandervelde. Oh, I went to college at Providence College in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm 46 years of age. Just turned 46.
Congratulations.
Now, if you could go back, if you could meet yourself in college, what advice would you give yourself about how many credit cards you should own and anything like financial you wish you had known then that you know now?
All right. And I know this might get a little funny, but I'm actually going to try to be serious for my audience. First of all, I'm a big believer that you never buy something unless you can pay for it. Okay? So I want you to know, and you can't see to my left here my wife. Now you can. When I was younger, that's a dog hair. When I was younger, I used to always, and I know the audience is probably distracted, but I want you to listen. No, when I was younger, I would always, if I were to spend something on a credit card, I immediately wrote a check and put it in a little cupboard or box for the amount that I used on the credit card. So I was actually debiting my checking account for the amount that I was about to put on a credit card. So I really never had a debt, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So the bottom line was, which I'm repeating, is I never spent money I didn't have.
Mr. Vandervelde, could you please touch upon the subject of debit cards and credit cards? Which do you think is best for a student in college?
Okay, well, a minute ago, I will be very brief. I still stand by, don't buy something or spend money unless you have it. Meaning, don't use credit cards. That's why I like debit cards, because debit cards are like using cash. You follow me? So if you have, say, $500 in your bank account and you're going to buy a new pair of shoes for $50 and use a debit card, you're really paying cash for it right away. But the good news is you're also building up your credit score by using a debit card. And as you all may know, a debit card and a credit card are the same thing. The only difference is a debit card, you're paying for the merchandise immediately, where a credit card, you're actually paying for it later than immediately, usually with money you don't have. So I would always use a debit card.
Thank you. Mr. Vandervelde, what do you think is the most vital piece of advice that students our age should pull from this interview?
I think that what children should realize is that, one more time, is don't spend money. Don't spend money unless you have it. And I think what your teacher would also say to you is, college is a time when you start building your credit. You start building your credit score. And it may sound kind of corny, but it's the foundation for the rest of your life. So what I'm saying is, don't spend money unless you have it. And my wife was saying a minute ago, it's okay if you see something you want, but you realize you can't have it. And that's actually probably a good lesson to learn. So don't spend money unless you have it. Your credit is going to be very important, especially when you get to college and you want to buy your first car, you want to get your first apartment, you possibly want to start your own business, even though it might be a sandwich shop, it might be a Subway, but I'm telling you, you're not going to go to a bank and borrow money for a car, for a couch, for a new guitar, for an apartment, unless you have good credit. So this is my belief and my 2 cents for this conversation. Don't spend money unless you have it. Only buy something if you can afford it. And I'll say again, your foundation of credit really starts in college for the rest of your life.
You too can learn all about being financially smart in college with our finance tutorial.
Be smart, collegiate. Go Titans and go Amazons. Is it recording? We should just follow Case around with a camera.
I know. That'd be a lot more interesting.
Alright. You too can learn about saying smart. Dude, pay your bills on time.
Allie, shut up.
I have a cookie.
Hey, we gotta ask questions now. Alright, Dad.
Let me be serious. Oh, you stay still. Okay, ask me.
Smells so bad.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright, can you please introduce yourself and say what you do for a living? And your age, and when you attended college.
All right. My name is
Let
Peter.
the dog go. You gotta let the dog go. She's not a good participant.
Ooh.